Today I want to share my Noh theater research and to talk about potential of Japanese Noh theater for art, drama, therapy. I realized that it's a very not ordinary and profound tool that could be very effective for working with people, and I think that this research could help for art coaches, art facilitators, art therapists, expressive art therapists, and it could give some ideas how to use Japanese traditions, Japanese culture, and Noh theater in art therapy work. And I hope it will be very useful for anybody who interested in this topic. Let's move to the history of Noh theater, and I will speak a little bit about history, about structure of Noh theater, about aspects of this art, and then I move to the therapy of Noh theater. How could it be used? And I will give you an examples of some professionals who work in therapeutic way with Japanese Noh theater. Only shortly I will speak about the history, because it's a very long history, and I could say that it would appeared in Middle Ages, in Japanese Middle Ages, and was a time when Noh theater wasn't so popular in Japan, and only leader actors was trying to keep this art, and of course it has origins, and origins that came from Japanese ancient art forms that such as Dengaku, Sarugaku, and Bugaku, and this Noh theater that now we see was created from Sarugaku art collectives, and Sarugaku is the main base of Noh theater, and it's Sarugaku was kind of comedy theater that was has a lot of acrobatics and dancing. It was not slow dancing as in Noh theater. It was fast dancing, and it was very very funny theater, and entertaining, was for not so deep entertaining as Noh theater. And the main actors, professional actors of Noh theater, they were making their performances for social elite, and their performances was like wishing rich life, wishing of prosperity, prayer for peace, and it was like ritualistic and mysterious theater that has a goal to inspire the social elite as warrior class, and but also it was some collectives that were making performances for ordinary people, and it was very popular, and many people were trying to have fun looking on these performances. And of course, the main aspect of Noh theater is mask, and this is from what coming therapeutic experience of Japanese Noh theater, because it's work with the mask, with such aspect of human psychology as persona, and there were some kind of masks that were for expressing young woman, old woman, young men, and the ghosts, also for old men, and ghost spirits, and the also main aspect of this theater that there were no female actors, only men were wearing these masks and having their performances. And there were three types of actor on the stage, and they appeared. The first appeared not the main actor appeared in the middle of performance, and also the main actor was interested that he was changing masks as showing this transpersonal influence, this changing of hero, this changing of mood condition, of mentality of main actor during this performance. Here are different masks. And how no performance was looking like. First appeared some actors, and they were talking about the plot, what we will see today, and they were telling about the story a little bit, what the story we will see. And then were coming the main actor, and by his dance moving, he was expressing the mood condition of the hero, of his hero. And then was such culmination that main actor was talking about his changing, what's happened with him during the story. And here we see how this fighting with the demon, it is one of the original plots, and very interesting thing that in Noh theater using slow moving, and it's looking very interesting, because such slow moving of actor is looking amazing, and it's something not ordinary. And by using his body, actor was showing the plot ways. For example, turning the head in a new direction can mean the character has traveled to a new destination for a few steps, or might silently a long journey been undertaken. So actors don't need to show long, like to show if the hero has a journey, actor could just move ahead and the audience will understand it. Of course, for foreign audience and even for Japanese audience, some plots are not so easy to understand, but it has Noh Thatcher has such interesting speciality that it could be understood by heart, by intuition, and just need to be attentive and very sensitive, open all senses and look attentively, and then you will understand the plot. I will tell about it later when I will be speaking about therapeutic aspects of Noh Thatcher. And here is a little example how they moving slowly. Here we could see feet of an actor and how they trying to move slowly the hands and the feet, and it's looking like they are making steps on the water. It's quite meditative performance. And I will tell shortly about the meaning of the plot. And of course, plots has a strong moral message. That's why it was so important for people and for the government to have Noh Thatcher in their daily life, because it was for growing awareness, for growing morality of the society. And of course, in Japan, there were many wars where they needed to make a reflection on it, on what's happening, and during feeling such empathy for actors on stage during performances, people were having a chance to have such reflection on what's happened, because some stories were about the warrior's way. Also, it was about female destinies in Japan, and communicating with demons, ghosts, and because demons, ghosts are very important characters in Japanese culture, and it's still so important, and it's still so needful to remember these roots of mythology, and to find in a way in modern life how to assimilate this historical background. And the plot stayed the same as it were in the Middle Ages, but for people still it's still very actual. And here I will show quickly the main sections of Noh play. Its introduction, when the secondary character takes the stage and explains the setting of the story in a slow tempo, and development, when the main character takes the stage and telling and showing by body his story. and the next section is very important because it has such therapeutic and cathartical influence for the audience and for the actors, because um, the main character trying to represent his true identity, and sometimes changing the mask, and on this third section, coming the resume of the story and its more and the moral message. And exists place about gods, and it's a very religious theme, and the main characters are gods. Also exist warriors play, a woman's place, and place about feelings that called kiyomono. And demon place, where characters obsessed woman by ghosts, and demons, ghosts, and this place has a lot of very outstanding costumes and masks, uh, quite inspirational, and very not ordinary, with very rich plot. And the stage is often have a square form, and it's look like a Shinto shrine, and it don't has a lot of decoration, only behind behind painted pine or another tree, and it's just really not a lot of decorations, because the main message is of Noh theater is looking is looking on actors, and getting message from it. Yeah, and this is very important aspect of Noh theater. It's philosophy, and it's very interesting, and interesting from psychological perspective, and from artistic way, because the main three ideas are about inner work of artists, and about inner work that happening when all the audience watching this performance. Monomane, it's about how an actor trying to show the essence of things by his artistic talent, how he plays the plot, how he plays the feelings, how he wearing a costume. Also, it's about his breathing, gests, and it means giving a shape to invisible things. It's a really pure craft, and monomane is very important. And the next is Yugen. Yugen is inspiration. It is awareness of beauty that actor keeping and growing in his heart. It's philosophical understanding, the seeing the essence of processes around. I was making my research about Yugen, and where I was explaining Yugen more, how to get this Yugen mood. And Hana is this Hana is ability to play, ability to of actor keeping his talent during long ages. It's very not. It's about not keeping the beauty. It's keeping not this outside beauty. It's about keeping this ability to have an outstanding performances. And now I want to move about these therapeutic aspects of no theater, and it's really very interesting story. Um, Also, I found the words of Richard Pilgrim, who was and still making researches about the essence of Japanese tradition and arts, and he told that Japanese tradition is about expressing and experimenting sacred reality. It's about working with the space around, and it's I think it's very wise words, and it's true, because communication with Japanese art making us to have such meditation about what's happening around, about the space, about assimilating space and how to live in this space, how to use this space, and how communicate with the space around. I think it's a very important message, and we could learn a lot from Japanese culture about it, because it's about this assimilating space in a very ecological way, and it's very um, with living in harmony. Um, what if to look in general, what is this potential of no theater for art therapy, for drama therapy, and for other aspects of arts therapy as expressive arts therapy? Um, I think also it's aesthetic response of senses at this rich traditional beauty of Japanese culture by observing no theater, costume, masks, music, dance. For people who never seen it before, it's a big discovery, a big uh, it could really big surprise. And it's because such not ordinarily for Western society way of moving, telling the story. It impressed a lot, and it has such therapeutic way, because you forgetting about everything when you see something new, something not ordinary. And one of the interesting effects is the vitalization of the performer and the audience, because during the performance, both an audience and actor has transpersonal insight, and by this transpersonal insight that coming from using mask, for example, coming an energy, this vitality energy, and it's very amazing. And obtaining higher consciousness via creativity and the artistic pursuit of expressive excellence. It's because it's Noh theater is very high art, I think. And here I want to show ideas of doctor from Finland. Her name is Sirkku Hiltunen, and she is creator of such Therapeutic Noh theater, as she give it a name. I want to share her ideas that I found in her books and in her researches that in open source. I will share a link, and anybody will look will look on these researches more deeply, but I also will try deeply to express it. She's a native from Finland, but also she living in America, and she traveling around the world with her workshops, and she also the executive vice president and the director of the Creative Arts Therapist and the Art and Drama Therapy Institute in Washington, D.C. And she created this trademark as Therapeutic Noh theater, and she using ancient spirituality, wisdom traditions of Finland and Japan, and making such transpersonal work with clients, with the audience by reflecting about this rich traditional heritage of countries. And she was in love with Noh theater when she was a student in Finland, and she realized that Noh theater has a meditative power, and she moved to Kyoto and was observing authentic Noh theater, and it was such a big it impressed her so much that she decided to use it in her work, and created these methods that anybody could try, and or take some pieces of it into art therapy work. What is this therapeutic Noh theater? What is her idea? It's a form of transpersonal drama therapy, synthesized ancient theater, rituals, mythology, spiritual tradition of Japan, Finland, and other ancient cultures with contemporary theater and healing practices to produce catharsis, positive change, personal and transpersonal growth, and healing. She used Tai Chi, Qigong, Zen dance, also walking meditation, that is very interesting and quite fresh. Also, she making workshops about creating mask, and it's very interesting because this creating of mask has a very important part in transpersonal work. And let's move to the case and we'll watch what is it. This is a very rich material uh, of inspiration, and please also look at her works. And here is extracts from her work, um, uh, because it needs really indirectly reading uh, her words for understanding her ideas. First idea of therapeutic Noh theater coming that when actor, when client putting this costume, putting mask on yourself, he or she, because in therapeutic Noh theater could play man and woman. It's not traditional Noh theater. It's therapeutic work, and while this um, person creating the microcosm and becoming one with the mask, and it's created a new reality. And the person making projection of this mask on himself, on herself, and um, its projection, when this person enters the stage, it's making projection to himself, herself, and making, and the audience making a kind of identification with him or with her by their own individuals. And it's very deep working with inner world, I think. Also, it facilitates spiritual growth, because Noh theater, it's Noh theater came from rituals, Shinto rituals, and during even using it as therapeutic way, anyway, person could have such spiritual growth, because even touching these aspects of divine energies, making people to grow. And of course, unconscious mental images, personality traits, conflicts, wishes are projected onto the mask, onto the mirror, and onto the viewing audience. And when the masker completed his image or her image, and turns toward to when everything prepared, and the person come and the audience, he's making turning around, and the audience see him or her. It's everybody see him or her projection, and the audience has this projection on themselves. And it's coming such a bridge between the audience and the people who playing this part in these masks. And classical, neutral, or universal mask amplifies the wearer's own motor habits, posture, and movements, such as sitting, walking, standing, holding things, and relating to others and the environment. And on the other hand, a character mask can be used to focus on a selected feature of the wearer's personality and give him or her opportunity to observe the feature in an emphasized manner. Um, and these two microcosms of the audience and on the actor meeting, and because person who making this play giving his or her microcosm and microcosm of the audience baking to him. It's like cycle. You giving your ideas, your mood condition to the audience, and you receiving back the answer of the energy of the group. And interesting thing that how people choosing the mask, or when they creating this mask, how they creating this mask, what draw attention of person, what special in this mask for it, and it's giving an answer about personality of person, about the needs, wishes, and because this selection of the mask is very important, and it has such transpersonal function of mask making, and because we are choosing it very spontaneously, and what we will choose will could surprise us, and um, because very unconscious wishes and feelings are coming by choosing this mask. And very outstanding thing that Noh Thatcher, this therapeutic Noh Thatcher, or even when looking Japanese Noh Thatcher, could give such deep catharsis, emotional cleansing, letting go. And it's a very huge power for human personalities, for the group, for the actor. Here from the book of Dr. Hiltunen exists a little extract where she talking about her feelings after first looking on Noh Thatcher play, and that she didn't understand anything, but because it was in Japanese language and it was quite new for her, and but anyway, this understanding of what the plot about, what is the sense of this hero journey is giving such deep insight. And during performance, actors use slow motion and slow gestures, and it has very relaxation power, and using this slow gesture language that quite symbolic, and it has like you are looking on people, and you have inside such feeling like you are in meditation, like you're looking on a meditative performance. Another interesting aspect of Therapeutic Noh Thatcher is insight into emotional, spiritual character and identity. So, person has a kind of actor work, like actors in theater has with this personality which he or she will play, and he or she giving his characteristic, his habits, own habits that a person has in ordinary life for this hero, and showing through this hero his or her own life ways. So you kind of changing personality by using mask, but you are still staying the same, and you perform it. And you could perform some aspects of your inner life that you even never thought that it exists, and you will could perform it, and it's coming from inside of you. and it's very cathartical, because you during this play you opening new doors of your identity by this mask, by communicating with the audience, and you could have insight that is very important. And very interesting thing is mask meditation, that you could excavate and bring to consciousness awareness things that you buried deep in your identity, into your personality. And it's quite observative way of observation yourself, and I think it's a very interesting idea. And such mask meditation could be used in drama therapy, with working with mask, or in art therapy when we creating masks, and we could just ask our clients to meditate a little bit, to look on this mask, to stay with this mask for some minutes, and to think about it. And very interesting ritual of mask removal that is showing to the audience acceptance of the person, its own identity, its own personality, but also the audience accepting you when you are removing the mask, accepting you authentic, your natural essence. And it's a very awesome I think, because person could experiment such acceptance that maybe don't have in own life. So because in front of audience you showing that this was not mask playing, it was me, I'm removing mask, and here is me, real me. And it's I think it's great. So for audience it's inner work, because the audience having this inner reflection about whom they saw on the stage, and they have this experience of acceptance of other person, and this person who is removing a mask also have such a supportive experiment. And here I want to show that on art therapy class, you could try to make paper mask, because real Noh theater mask, it's making from papier mâché or from wood, but you could make it by this way, with material by paper or by this is from this one. This one is from such plastic materials. You could use plastic material, and also you could create such amulet as I was showing on previous photo. So there are play with plasticine or with other plastic materials, and try to find a way how to make no such masks in your art therapy classes. So it's could be very creative way of again communicating with no theater, because sometimes maybe it's difficult to make a big no theater performance, but you could ask your clients to make this mask, and it will be such communication with no theater, but this by making mask way. I think it's interesting, and it could be quite fresh for some art therapists, art coaches, and because mask making using a lot in art therapy, and this mask making of no theater heroes will be a kind of communication with Japanese culture. It will be quite growing in such growing of curiosity to another cultures. Some clients may be like Japanese culture, and it will be quite surprising and funny for them. And it's not so difficult to make, because exist a lot of images of no theater mask, and people could try to imitate it, but to bring to this mask also their own character types. So I think it could be interesting. So please look on the links and read it, and try to guess how you could use therapeutic no theater or no theater ideas such as monomane, Yugen, and Hana, for example, how it could be used in your work, and you could find new senses, you could find new ideas. So please work on it. My video was like for inspiration, for giving this direction, for giving a direction for discovery Japanese culture, and the potential of Japanese arts for arts therapy, for expressive arts, and for art coaching. Thank you.